the talk back. Talking to you on the talk back. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay, so we won't have that. I won't ask you for anything. I'll leave you in peace. Okay. Ngicabanga ukuhlala mina ngifuna ukulala. Or ngifuna ukuphumula. Ngoba uyazi ukuthi after this ne nango-December nginawo amalanga. Nini singakwenza lokho. Sokuqedela kusasa ngivakashe ofisini. And then sithi ukuthi yeah. Hello. Okay. Receiving. Well. We would like to see the groups, the group standings. After the group, anything you want to hoy, you hoy. All right. Perfect. Do you have arrivals? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, Group stages. We don't have highlights of the group stages. I think maybe later on, as we, start moving into the business end, we should have maybe some highlights of the group matches, maybe like goals that were scored. We select a few as long as it's not too much, and we keep moving and building up to the arrivals and all of that. Just basically setting up a good build up. Yeah, but not today. Okay. Thank you, sir. I must do what? Okay. This is the other mic. I've changed it with Miss K. Is this now the proper mic? Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Do you have elastic? I want to put it on the mic or something to identify this mic. Miss K. Yes, ma'am. Okay, no. We must know yours got red. I got something. Say yours with the red would be yours, right? I hope they're not going to change tomorrow. No, it's fine. To the it's red.
ayonanya Yesu mara fanele kuphuka nyana akithi mara Yeah, Sambena. Amaya Soa, eu tô na chale.
It will hit my eyes. And yeah. Did you realize that?
I realized it. That's how she
Yeah, I know. A very good afternoon and welcome to Gaborone Stadium for match day 6 of the CAF Women's Champions League qualifiers 2026. It is match number 11 on the day as we introduce Silver Strikers of Malawi and Nsingizini Hotspurs of Eswatini. Two teams who still are in with a chance of qualifying for the knockout stages as they have so much to play for. So looking at the two sides, they have a lot to fight for as the 3 points are still up for grabs. It is Group B in which we will be getting the decider. Mamelodi Sundowns, that is Silver Strikers, and Nsingizini Hotspurs and Costa del Sol are competing in Group B. Group A done and dusted. One has so much more to look forward to. These are the group standings, as we mentioned, that the Group A is done and dusted. Zescondola Girls and Gaborone United, both with 6 points. And Lesotho Defence Force and Oriental Queens are with 0 points, and they were the early departures today. We then move into Group B, as just quickly shared with you. This is the third and final match of Group B, which will certainly set the tone. Those are the two teams, Silver Strikers and Costa del Sol, who are currently level, and Nsingizini Hotspurs could get 3 points today, and we could have 3 teams with the same number of points. So it's pretty much open, and still so much to fight for. Alongside me is Miss K, who will give you her expert analysis as we progress. Let's have a look at the conditions, if they are allowing us for this beautiful game. It is there's a light breeze that is blowing with about 2 kilometers, and we're seeing 29 degrees. So anything above 25, the heat stress machine will indicate a water break to allow the players to hydrate, and as we look after the welfare of the players, with 18% expected to be a little bit cooler as the day progresses. There is a chance that the players will be looking forward to the towels for cooling, as well as the referees, just to make sure that all is well. Well, we got to give credit to our groundsman, who's had a frantic day at the office, making sure that everything is in order over these 2 weeks. They've done exceptionally well to keep the pitch in good condition, still nicely marked, well prepared. You get a few sprinklers here and there. One's also got to be pretty happy with the fact that everything's gone without a hitch. Miss K.
Thank you so much, Gloria. Good afternoon to our viewers. As we see the two teams arriving, Silver Strikers, they know they get the maximum points today. It will be up to Costa del Sol to beat Mamelodi Sundowns and go equal on 6 points to eventually determine. You spoke about the mathematics and football, how they go hand in hand yesterday. We're going to need that in Group B. And the dressing room for Silver Strikers, a team which is very much ready to battle it out with Nsingizini Hotspur from Eswatini. Aside from Malawi, Silver Strikers will be looking at the chance of going to the semi-finals. I mean, Zesco is on standby, waiting to see which side they're going to be facing come the semi-finals on Thursday. That's the arrival of the Eswatini girls. Nsingizini, they have been the whipping girls of this group. They have conceded 11 goals, only managed to score 1. -10 is the goal difference for the Eswatini girls. What are they bringing this afternoon? That dressing room looking very ready to battle it out to get the first points of this qualifiers claw.
Well, Nsingizini Hotspurs arriving with energy, singing and dancing off the bus. The proud of Eswatini fans are already cheering them in. They look relaxed. They looked ready to fight. we also got to see them warming up. That is Silver Strikers with your vests and looking nice and cool. They too were a team that came very calm, very focused, and smiles, but very businesslike. And, well, they know what's at stake. The kit bags are off, the heads are down, and it is straight to business as they warm up. And good to see a number of players that haven't really taken duty. We'll soon share with you the lineups as the coaches have also tried to bring in players who haven't been seen. Some will be making their debut, and we'll recall in the previous match there were some injuries, and there's been some good management on the players that have been injured in this particular tournament.
Nsingizini girls, before we look at the lineup, they warm up there, a side which is battling it out for the first 3 points of the tournament. We are ready to see what the two teams are going to be giving us this afternoon as they battle it out for the maximum points. Or even a point, I believe, even though it won't be kind of enough for Silver Strikers, depending on how Costa del Sol is going to do this evening.
Well, two fantastic stories. Silver Strikers that are from Malawi. They are debutants in this competition, but playing like veterans, strong, disciplined, physically imposing. They have 3 points already in Group B, and they've shown that they can compete with the big guns like Mamelodi Sundowns. Well, Malawi's got to be proud of this particular team.
They should be proud of this particular team. You are talking about a team which has a couple of players who recently returned from Women Africa Cup of Nations, the silver medalists, the two of them in the starting 11 today, a side which came here, but they are not showing that they are new here.
Well, the Eswatini champions, young, quick, fearless, they love playing football, they keep it on the ground, they move it fast, they fought hard in every group game up until now, but this is their first ever meeting between the two at this level as Malawi versus Eswatini. They call it the Southern African Derby.
Southern African Derby, looking at Nsingizini, they are coming here. It hasn't been easy for them. Mamelodi Sundowns gave them a whooping. Costa del Sol did that 3-1, and they will be trying to avoid conceding so many goals this afternoon against the Silver Strikers, who are here to show us that we may be new, but we want something to achieve. We want to get out of Gaborone with a bit of history for us.
Well, as we mentioned, it's tight, it's tense. Mamelodi Sundowns leading the way as expected in this group, the South African Giants and the African Giants. Then it's wide open. Silver Strikers sitting on 3 points. We got to share with you the tables. They are in the mix for second semi-final spot. A win today could take them to 6 points and put them in control. Well, Nsingizini Hotspurs still hunting for their first points, but a win today changes everything. Then they can leap up as well and be counted.
That's what we like about the football, where we have to take out the calculators, where we have to, every moment makes us anxious of what is next. And this is exactly what we are expecting from the two sides, Nsingizini and Silver Strikers. We need to be on our calculators during our match commentary.
This is not just game number 11. This is a semi-final qualifier. A win, you're in the hunt. A lose is almost over.
You lose, you go home. Tomorrow is a departing day for some teams. The big question is, will Nsingizini want to go home, or Silver Strikers, will they want to go home? They have control of their fate.
While talking about control of the fate, as the players just quickly share a bit of a Mickey every now and then, share a few smiles before they go on and battle things out. We have the officials that are leading out the players. But first up is the beautiful volunteers whom this tournament cannot go on without. They are our VIPs, and we thank them very, very much from the bottom of our hearts out here in Gaborone, Botswana. Two beautiful teams that have come here on merit, that will do battle and show the entire southern region what they're made of.
It has been interesting. 5 days of women football. Couple of days to go. We are slowly but surely coming to an end. But for the two sides walking in, they are anxious. They know they have to win in order to continue being in Gaborone, or they leave. Pressure on itself to say who is going home, who is staying.
As the players line up, the referees that come from South Africa and Namibia respectfully stand up looking so nicely kitted, and the two teams as well before they shake hands and remember why they are here, led out by their respective captains, and respect shown to these officials who have had a fantastic tournament thus far. Well, the referee that has been appointed for this crucial Group B game, they are Nonjabulo Nontle Ndlela of South Africa, Nandipa Menze of South Africa, Evelyn Augustinius of Namibia, and the fourth official is Kialeboga Game Ukoisiwe of Botswana. The match commissioner is Disang, and the general coordinator is Nwabisa Mavuso. We then as they show the jersey of Henry, a player who got injured in this particular match. They playing for Henry. Such a lovely gesture. Deborah is missed in the camp, and that being such a great gesture. That was a player, unfortunately, that we were looking forward to seeing in this particular tournament, not having minutes in the Scorchers, but was one that was a revelation in the earlier matches and showing exactly what she is about. So such a lovely touching moment there by the team to display her jersey.
Beautiful, beautiful moment. She may not be in the pitch, but they are with her in spirit. I'm pretty sure they would also want to win this game for her. They want to show her that we miss you, but we get to have the job done. The two teams are greeting the referees before the start, and quickly you're going to be taking a look at the lineups, Glow, to see how the two teams are actually lining up. What can we expect from them?
Well, we are expecting a strong 11, experienced keepers between the sticks, physical back four, hard-working midfield, and pace up front, because that has certainly been the way that it's been set up. So for Silver Strikers and for Nsingizini Hotspurs, they get into huddle, ask for divine intervention, because they know without that they cannot do it alone. The pride of Eswatini, they have been brave, this young side. Quick feet and expect the energy, expect the high press. They will want to cause an upset today. Here is the lineup for Silver Strikers: Irene Sibande, Chikondi Dube, Irene Kumalo, Yamikani Mahango, Caroline Mathiola, Chikondi Gondwe, Wezi Mvula, Tionge Piri, Linda Manda, Grace Kangula, and Ruth Nyirongo. On the bench, you've got Gladys Banda, Shukuran Kamitwanga, and Justin Jumbo Mpatso Dondwe. So Patricio Kulumeka is the coach of this particular match.
A 4-3-3 formation with only one change made from the team which was beaten by Mamelodi Sundowns 3-0. They have made a single change. We're going to be seeing the 4-3-3 formation, what they're going to be bringing. The front three of Silver Strikers, how many goals are they going to give us this afternoon?
So welcome to Gaborone Stadium. It is a match number 11 as Nsingizini Hotspurs bring Ntuduze Samkelisiwe Nokolo Nobegazi Neliswa Lucia Pumlile Anele Pilisiwe Tabeleng Nomfundo Ayanda Anelisa Spiwe Nonjabsiwe. They are the starting lineup for Nsingizini Hotspurs.
With the three changes made, a 4-3-3 formation, they are also coming with the same formation as the Silver Strikers girls.
Well, here's the opening few seconds as the match gets underway, with the referee just getting the game started. It is Nsingizini Hotspurs in the green and white uniforms attacking the goal from the left to the right of your screen. And Silver Strikers, they are in the powder blue uniform and a bit of white attacking the goals from the right to the left of your screen. This is for the knockout stages. There is so much to play for. So 3 points still up for grabs in this group, and that changes everything.
It changes everything. As Condola girls will be looking at this game, the possible opponent was from this encounter.
Well, Zescondola girls, as you mentioned, they've qualified with 6 points, and you've also with 9 points, 100% record. That is Gaborone United following through with 6 points, and that being the team qualifying on home soil. Well, Lesotho Defence Force and the Rentals, they had to be the early departures in this particular tournament. Talking about the group stages, as Zescondola girls with some fantastic play. We'll come back to that. Yes, Silver Strikers, that's the opening goal, and made to look very, very simple. Getting on to the score sheet, it is Silver Strikers with a brilliant piece of play coming from the left-hand side, and Nsingizini Hotspurs failing to convert that opportunity. It looks like Linda Manda getting onto the score sheet, but it was the pace of Caroline Mathiola who was quite marauding down the left-hand side, play that ball back into the path of Linda Manda, the number 18, the 20-year-old. She gets onto the score sheet.
A very disappointing marking from Nsingizini defense. The right back, she should have tracked Caroline all along. 3 defenders in the box, not marking, hence the reason why we saw Linda easily tapping her in. Poor marking by Nsingizini girls.
Well, their defense has been questioned and bridged early here in the opening 2 minutes of the match, and the question now is for Nsingizini Hotspurs to respond. Nobekazi Makhopo will just shepherd that ball into touch. You will not miss Nobekazi with the heavily strapped head, an injury that she encountered in the previous match. Quite a nasty cut which had to be stitched up by the medical team, and good to see that she's back in the side. Well, we've got some tough players out there who really will put their bodies on the line, literally, and like Nobekazi puts a head on the line, and on the receiving end of some very brave defending, very brave playing, and still finding themselves giving 100%.
It shows also how important she is in the side. A very pivotal player, very pivotal defender. She needs to communicate with her fellow defenders to try and avoid conceding more. We spoke about the fact that they concede a lot of goals. This is goal number 12 in only 3 games.
Well, that speaks most definitely to the area which is an Achilles heel for Nsingizini Hotspurs. That is their defense. And, Nobekazi does well just to maybe diffuse this attack, but here is another opportunity for Irene Kumalo to whip that ball in. She does so, and failing to deal with it, and this time Linda Manda's first touch a little bit disappointing, not getting it right, but she knows she'll tidy up and try and send that ball back into the box. Grace Kangula is the player that has to be looked out for. Grace Kangula in that attacking third. She's quite a robust player, as Grace Kangula. Played 121 minutes. She's got a goal to her name, and I think this being her second goal.
Second goal for her. The message from Nsingizini coach Glo should be to your quarterbacks, avoid going forward because they Silver Strikers, they have wingers who are so speedy, who are so skillful. They easily pass through players like Sam Kelisiwe, who is the right back. They need to limit their movements going forward. Otherwise, they will also need the help of the wingers in trying to help them to defend.
Talking about the defense, you know, they both come in with the 4-3-3 and they both are looking for the goals, and Silver Strikers getting that early goal in less than 5 minutes of the match. We're seeing Nelisiwe Ngampala, the 21-year-old who's been quite fantastic for a team out in Eswatini. So one of those players that is also part of Islang Samnikati, that is the national team of Eswatini, and those are a couple of important players to the side who can only grow in leaps and bounds.
One is looking at the two sides, how the first 5 minutes, the structure, they are opting to go wide. We are not seeing any team, or we haven't seen any team yet penetrating through the midfield. They opted to go wide, put in those crosses and try to get the finishes.
Well, solid and discipline is what one is expecting in that defense of Silver Strikers. But here's an opportunity for them to bring in goalkeeper Irene Sibande, who's conceded 4 goals up to this particular point. 3 in the midfield, 1 holding midfield. That is Gondwe. She will be very, very instrumental. Pushing up will be Manda and Mvula as they give the numbers to Mahango and Matiola up front. At times attacking with 5 players.
At times attacking with 5 players. This shows that even the changes they have made, they took out a defender, put in a midfielder. It shows that Silver Strikers girls, they want goals, they want a win. They want to see themselves progress into the semi-finals.
They want to cause problems, to be precise. They really are looking to use the width of the pitch, pace and power, which they do possess. This particular player, Grace Kangula. Good sharing of the ball. Grace waltzing away and switching play to the right-hand side. But that ball intercepted by Anele Ngwenya, a 22-year-old who prior to this match played 118 minutes and gave a good account of themselves. You're looking at the pride of Eswatini mirroring that 4-3-3, but a different style. They want to play quick. They have the 4 defenders who have leaked way too many goals for my liking. But they also want to go forward. Maybe they need to get the timing right of when do they pounce, when do they stay compact, when do they maybe just go forward in pursuit of the goals that they're looking for. Because they seem to be a team that wants to attack from different parts of the field. And you can allow that, but if you've got the discipline and you've got the players with the engine, talking about the energies as well, to be able to rove up and down the flanks.
The structure that they came up with, maintain it. They should be able to know your 4-3-3. When you go forward, you go with your 5 players. When you defend, they need to drop back. Hence why, Glo, you say the energy, because going up and down can be tiring in this heat. They need to be having that energy.
Well, the ball goes out to Silver Strikers, patient. Komalo, Piri, the left and the right back respectively. I've been very impressed with Dube and Nyorongo, the 2 centre-backs for Silver Strikers. They've been pretty mingy at times. So they will be tested with the 3 technicians from Nsingizini Hotspurs in the midfield, looking to keep the ball, rotate, and try and find that front 3, which are absolutely hungry, fearless. You're looking at Ngwenya, Khaonwe and Ngampala. And here's the keeper that is a little bit of a concern as the offside flag goes up in favor of the Nsingizini Hotspurs. So Silver Strikers are looking for another goal, a quick goal, maybe to deflate and break the hearts of Nsingizini Hotspurs. Finish the job when you can.
They'll be knowing Nsingizini Hotspurs that any goal that they're going to concede after this, they'll be as good as gone. They need to push for that goal, but pushing for it, they need to be careful at the back. So far, we have seen that their defense is very shaky. They are losing balls. They are not keeping the ball. Nsingizini, the structure when they defend the goal, look at them. Their right back, their left back, nowhere to be seen. They tend to go in and leave the wingers of Silver Strikers open.
Well, here's an opportunity on the edge of the box. Linda Manda takes that ball out wide, looking for Caroline. Caroline looking to skin the defenders. Strikers are patient in their build-up with the Mvula, also looking to get that ball back out. And impressive is Nokolo Lukele. Where's the Mvula? For the moment, the ball just focused in that corner, and you have quite a few players that seem to be sharing the ball around. You're looking to see those triangles develop. Here's another opportunity, but not to be outdone. Anele Ngwenya decides she'll take that ball or take the charge of winning that ball back for Nsingizini Hotspurs and send that ball up front, but the referee just brings it back and says nope, it is a free kick, and this time Silver Strikers get the opportunity to whip that ball. It's a free kick. Ball gone out to the right-hand side. First time delivery with the instep, and keeper comes out comfortably as Grace Kangula.
A concern for Nsingizini Glo, a free header. She should have done better. Power behind the ball, she didn't give that. And, you know, the marking in the 18th area.
Ball inside the box, and a good challenge there to just stop a Yamikani Mhango in her tracks. And we also had the goalkeeper there, very alert, very quick. You got to compliment Nonduduzo Mhlanga, who makes a debut in this tournament, as we spoke about some of the players that were yet to be given minutes. So Nonduduzo Mhlanga, 24 years of age. She's been part of Nsingizini Hotspurs for the past 3 or 4 seasons. But, been given a run. She's done so far so good. Good stature, good build, very quick off a line. Quite impressive in these opening 12 minutes.
All she needs to do is communicate more with her defense. They have considered, or she came in the goal post, her team having considered 11. She has 1 so far. She'll be hoping to avoid more goals coming in.
Concerns are plenty for Nsingizini Hotspurs. Here they are going forward, just lurking on the edge of the box. Captain making sure that that ball doesn't go beyond the defense. Ball in the air, and the bounce of the ball, an awkward one, and a challenge there from Chionge or Lucia Khaonwe, who's got to go in this tournament. Lucia Khaonwe. So Silver Strikers with Mvula. Mvula, former player of Tiger Queens in Tanzania, played a football there in 2023 and then found her way back home to Silver Strikers. Waltzing away, making it look so simple. When players are able to find their stride, football is made to look so beautiful. Chikonde Gondwe, Irene Kumalo, the very celebrated defender who finds herself pushing up every now and then. You need your full backs going forward. They cause problems, and we saw Irene do fantastically well, but here's a bit of pressure from Lucia Khaonwe, and keeper Miss Sibande is very calm and gets the ball out of her area. That is Sibande. She's played every minute of every match as Irene Sibande. And, just with one change, I think it's pretty clear for coach Patricio Kulumeka to keep a very stable side because he knows he's still in it to win it. He knows that he wants the 6 points just to shore up. And as it started, I think he'll be a lot more relieved than coach Mpendulo Mawela.
He has a goal to his advantage, and making that change, it was an issue of let's try to avoid conceding a lot. After conceding 3 goals against the Mamelodi Sundowns, he'll be happy with how they are playing. The structure is there. How they started the game, they are maintaining it, keeping most of the ball. All they need is to increase their goal tally.
I think I'm pretty happy as well with Silver Strikers. They play with such composure in that defense. And again, you're getting to see the discipline that is marshaled by Dube and Nyirongo, keeping the correct lines, keeping the correct spaces, communication being key. As you look at in no hurry to go forward, drawing in Nsingizini Hotspurs and looking to pounce when they find a Kumalo in space who's really hogging the touchline on the left-hand side. You also then got to look at the right-hand side where Piri also could give them the same balance, but Piri is holding back a little.
She need to go more a lot. They are so calm, you know, they are so comfortable in the ball. They just need to, in the final third, be decisive, not hurry. You look at how they pass the ball. They are giving Nsingizini a lot of trouble.
In the box and a header away from Nobekazi Makopo, the 32-year-old, the most experienced player on the field. She is the oldest player for Nsingizini Hotspurs. That is Nobekazi Makopo. Goalkeeper, the referee, that's Nonjabulo Nonhle, wants the ball to be taken at the right spot, but also just giving an indication that the water bottle must stay outside the field. Well, is it the water bottle or is it a bit of science? The chemicals that get mixed when you get these formulas that seem to give you the winning numbers. African football.
If it's not the water bottle, it's the towel.
If it's not the water bottle, it's a towel. You're right. So it is Nsingizini with a throw-in. Samkelisiwe Fagudze who sends that ball, but it is picked up by Yamikani Mhango and again intercepted by Nokolo Lukele. Unable to conjure up a couple of passes. Silver Strikers are very quick to pounce on the player with the ball, but there's a free kick given and a foul there on Linda Manda.
That interception was very important. It was 3 defenders against the 2. If Notole didn't have a touch, would definitely be saying something totally different. But strikers, they need to do that a lot going forward. So the defense is giving them, you know, a great job. They are doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's up to the midfielders going forward.
Chikondi takes a strike, and the keeper gives away a corner. Maybe too hot to handle. Chikondi, player that is very firm in that midfield. We said she is the holding midfielder. While packing a good shot, still stays behind and looking after Lucia Khaonwe. Corner delivered, but good work there by Pilisiwe Dlamini, 22-year-old.
Ball boy, bring the ball.
Another corner for Silver Strikers. Playing it short. Delivery needs to be good. And keeper has really shown some good hands. Wants a quick release. And that's the slight difference between experience and inexperience. Still holding on to the ball when they could have used a counter-attack, considering that the numbers from Silver Strikers had been swallowed in to attack that ball. So for young Nonduduzo, Mhlanga, a quicker release in getting that ball into the right spots. That's what makes the difference between players that are playing at international level. They pounce on such opportunities. It's the fine margins that you look out for.
She will learn. She will learn. There are situations where you need to read the game. Where are your players? How many players do you have going forward and all?
Well, here's a waltz as that ball comes very close with a lovely back heel. That was looking to find Linda Manda and Grace Kangula. All alone is Lucia Khaonwe. She has to contend with Ms. Dube, Chikondi Dube. Turnover ball. Easy as you like. Kumalo plays with Irene Sibande, sharing that ball from the back. Composed. Kept in play. Long ball down, looking for Caroline, who's switching flanks. And inside the box is Yamikani. Caroline loses out to Pilisiwe Dlamini.
Very busy player, Caroline. A headache, a headache for this Nsingizini Hotspurs ladies. She's giving them a lot of trouble. Switching sides, even on the left, on the right, comfortable on both sides.
Well, we're talking about same shape but different ideas. Malawi power versus Eswatini flair. The midfield battle, we mentioned that it was going to be key. 3 versus 3 in the middle. Kumalo. Mvula. That was a bit of a dangerous ball for the moment. After conceding that ball, Muskondwe. Seems like Nsingizini tightened up defensively. Here's Linda Manda going out to Caroline. And a bit of holding. Caroline continued around, look for the return pass. And good communication there. Just when Nobegazi was looking to send that ball furthest away, keeper was there and pounced very, very quickly. That's Nobegazi Makopa.
Good communication between those two. We said it's very important for the goalkeeper and the defense to be alert, to have a conversation. But for Nsingizini, they need to work on, the wingers going forward. You look at Potsani, you look at Bembe. They are not really giving them a lot of option going forward. They are always relying on players like Gongo to come up with something, to give them something. The coach has to have a conversation with them, more especially on the right wing. They are losing so many balls. They are giving away, even a throw in a little bit later we saw them simply giving away that ball.
Well, the weather conditions also playing a role. They're managing the game a lot better, not overexerting themselves. And we will be having a water break around about or any moment now. In actual fact, the players are already hydrating with the 30 degrees Celsius, and the Botswana sun, a little bite on the players. Pitch side, it will feel like 34, the heat coming off the turf as both teams try to navigate these conditions with lots of running. Lots of running for those front 3 players. Hydration break, absolutely crucial as coaches also start giving their players a couple of instructions, making sure that they drink enough. And well, a beautiful day for some of the fans out there. Alongside me, Miss Kay is also wearing her sunglasses. And with the beautiful hats that are out there. So protection, important. But for those players, It's battling their fitness and battling the 30 degrees.
And with artificial turf, 30 degrees is
It's
a
a
lot.
lot.
Once you see the player down and they stay down, you should be knowing that they are indeed injured. Otherwise, you wouldn't try.
So drop ball there. As Nsingizini will look to come out from defense. Looking to get into the attack. Nelisiwe Ngampala, the 21-year-old, showed too much of the ball. Strikers have got some lovely strong players. Stature in their favor. Here is Yamikani, nimble. Gondwe, switching play to the right-hand side. Mvula. Yamikani is hoping that she could be spotted. She eventually is, but choosing to go to Mvula. Here's Yamikani. Silver Strikers with Linda Manda. Here's Ngampala. Got Lucia, the captain there. Quite impressive. Nomfundo Bembe. Very difficult to get the ball from Nomfundo. Very strong, stocky player who also is pivotal in this midfield. As quickly as it goes up front, it comes all the way back as we have a look at that challenge in the replay. Two players going at each other, and eventually free kick was given. So 26 minutes on the clock, 1-0 in favor of Silver Strikers.
One thing that I like and appreciate about Silver Strikers is how they pass the ball and immediately move into spaces, support each other. Is one thing that is lacking, unfortunately, in Nsingizini. Lucia is mostly isolated up front. They have to come up with a plan of, giving her the support, doing what Silver Strikers girls are doing.
This time, goalkeeper in no hurry to get that full ball forward. There's Yamikani Mhango. We made inquiries on Ms. Hango if she is related to Mahango, who played his football in South Africa, and my Scorpions told me no relation at all. As Gabadinho Mango is from a different area called Rumpi, and Yamikani from Dwangwa. So no relation. Ball in the box, and Nunduduzo Mahanga then quickly releases. With that, the next time she needs to be careful of the markings there. And I think just out of your picture, below our commentary booth, we have Vinicius Jr. warming up for Nsingizini Hotspurs. We talk of Vinicius Jr. It is Bobo Danai, a player that is 34 years of age, experience, which really came to my surprise that she was not in the starting lineup. So, Notolo Lukele, who was one of the three players that was brought in to get a few minutes and to get into the starting lineup, has now been replaced by Bobo Vinicius Jr.
Vinicius Jr., experienced player. I was also expecting her to be in the starting side. She was very impactful in the loss against the Costa del Sol, but they rectified that, I guess.
Well, she'll come in, fit into that midfield. I think it is really just giving. She looks like she's in distress rather, Nokolo Lukele. Maybe the heat getting the better of her, and the coach quickly responding, spotting the discomfort, spotting the player not able to give 100%. First touch of Bobo is one that is not as sweet as she likes or would have liked. Yamikani. Mvula. She has company in the form of Pilisile Dlamini. Away by Nelisiwe. You're also getting to see some of the players, as much as they are forwards, but they contribute immensely defensively. And you've got to get players that are of utility and who also have the defensive quality. I think it becomes quite limiting to the coach to have very one-dimensional players. You need to be able to almost play anywhere on the park.
You need to be able to do that. Hence why it's very important that they do proper recovery after matches. It's just a day of rest and then a game the next day. So far so good for Silver Strikers. When they push forward, they all going back.
All
also
into the box. Apologies there, Miss K. The action is sweet, and you don't want to miss the action. Here's a quick turn. Where's the Mvula, the 30-year-old? As Yamikani pushed off the ball, and the referee just allowing the game to flow.
Allowing the game to flow. Look at how Nsingizini girls are at the back.
Yes, Grace Kangula, placement into the box, but that was a clear indication of an offside flag. Grace Kangula, 30 minutes on the clock, and you've got no qualms about that decision, and flag going up. You're looking at Evelyn Augustinius there, making sure that she's not going to enter any debate with anyone. That flag is very clear, very precise, and was quick to go up to deny an opportunity to Silver Strikers. So they've had one goal denied to offside and one goal in the back of the net. Samkelisiwe Fagudze with the throw-in, but again, Kumalo. You ask yourself with Miss Irene Kumalo, she's all over the park, very well-conditioned player. Maybe I've seen a couple of players that shouldn't be playing domestic football and should be making their way out to Europe to gain more, and we've seen how that has helped many countries. Nigeria is a powerhouse, South Africa, Cameroon of late. We also got to see Morocco, share their stars that are playing their football out in France and Spain. That just helps the mental strength, and also in terms of the hunger, because the leagues, without a doubt, are far better than the leagues that are being played out here. Talking about the leagues here, we really got to congratulate Malawian football, who have now got a national league that is being played with teams from the different regions, the central regions, the northern regions, and the southern regions. And need I to say that when I looked at the log, we had all teams from the northern region relegated, all of them. So now you've only got teams that are comprising in the league from the central region and the southern region that will be contesting in Malawi. I mean, your Ascent Academy, which was second. You had MDF Lionesses, they were third. Kukuma and Topwa is a team that was in fifth position. So it's really become quite competitive, and you play 9 games at home, 9 away, also helping the teams to prepare better. I think seeing that pay dividend. Strike! Keeper followed it right up until that ball went out.
I think it's not surprising to see how they performed at the just ended Women Africa Cup of Nations, Malawi. The league very strong. If you are not strong, you won't survive. It's literally survival of the fittest, and the northern part of it is not that strong.
Well, you only are bound to see that when you have a league like a national league, to be able to see the quality all round. And I think with Gaborone, with Botswana as well, they also have perhaps a similar setup.
Yes, we do have a similar setup of the Women League. We also have a very strong second division. You win second division, you get promoted to first division. And
Dilly-dallying of the goalkeeper there, which should have given Nsingizini a goal. I'm not sure what she was doing there, and rush of blood to the head, maybe wanting to share her skill, and I'm sure Coach Patricio will have a lot to say about that. He's disappointed with that moment. Let's have a look at it one more time. There was a harmless ball that was played back. She had all the time in the world to play it safely, either to the left or to the right hand side. She then waited for two oncoming players from Nsingizini Hotspurs and then tried to play that ball out. At that moment, they've pressed high, they're forcing the mistake, and hence the corner.
The problem of not being attacked as a goalkeeper.
Ball is in the area. Header to take it away, but it is Pilisiwe who will want to keep it in play. She does have the support inside the box. You've got Nobegazi lurking. Deflection of Grace Kangula, and this time you've got Nontutuzo very quick off the line. I just simply like this keeper doing everything right so far. Maybe they caught her cold in the opening minutes, right?
Yeah, she was a little bit cold. She wasn't in the game yet. So far, doing so well.
Yeah. Nobegazi. And here's Yamikani. That goes as far as Irene Kumalo. And she's brave. She knows she's seen a couple find the back of the net. And we also will be getting to see a change for Silver Strikers very early in the first half. Not one, but two. Ngulure and Banda are warming up. They are the two players that could be coming on. We'll share with you who is being pulled off for Silver Strikers. Captain there of Nsingizini looking very uncomfortable and in distress. Nomfundo Bembe. Seems like there's a bit of a hamstring concern.
Very concerning for Nsingizini. That would be the second forced change. That's if she goes out. Very surprising to see Silver Strikers making two changes in the first 45 minutes. I thought they were doing well. I thought they were so compact at the back, you know, passing off the ball, attacking. They were giving you something to write home about, something to talk about. And the coach is probably seeing something totally different from what we are seeing. But for Nsingizini to be an issue of them hoping that the goalkeeper doesn't go out. Let's hope she recovers and goes back into the game. Otherwise, it will be a second force the sub. We'll see what the sub will give them. So far, Vinny came in and nothing much to talk about her.
Well, the two players that are getting ready to come on, Gladys Banda is a forward. That talks to the energy that the coach wants to see. The Ngurube is a midfield player, also injecting energy. So he's really not happy with the manner in which they're either losing the balls and not taking the chances that are created, because I think the response to the mistake that was made defensively is to say, let's bring on more attacking players to take the game away from Nsingizini Hotspurs, break the hearts, and see if we could add a goal or two.
He'll be looking at it and say, this team has conceded so many goals. We should be 2-3 goals up by now.
As Caroline with good work, as Yamikani getting ahead of the defense, and a lovely save yet again. You cannot miss that keeper. She's in bright orange, and she's had enough time to watch other goalkeepers and emulate. I mean, some superstars in this tournament. Hazel of Zesco Dollar Girls, Andile Dlamini of Mamelodi Sundowns. Those are top goalkeepers on the continent who have abundance of experience. So she too is saying, I want to be like them. Ball crossed in, and wow, good pickup. It is another good move there. Yamikani trying to get in front of the goalkeeper. So Nsingizini themselves preparing for a change in personnel. Aneliswa Ndiebi as well as Nonjabulo Mukhale are standing by. So a busy day for the fourth official, which is Kielebocha Kotwane. Yes, Kumalo. Bobo gets that ball away. stopped in her tracks, but it falls for Gondwe, for Mvula. Gondwe. Nyirongo. Falling over her feet is Linda Manda. She's a captain of Nyirongo on the ball. So Linda Manda, the 20-year-old, is dispossessed. Maybe we'll need to try something different. Looking for the return pass. Caroline trying something audacious. Looking for the delivery inside the box. Keeper gets a hand to it. Did enough. Goal kick it is. She had to be certain, even though that ball had gone over the bar, she got a hand to it just to shore up and not allow her mind to be uncertain about that.
Just guarding against anything that may happen. You will never know. Wind might, convert the ball, change the direction of the ball. She did well. She has the height. So phenomenal so far in the Nsingizini defense. What she needs to more, talk a lot with your defense. But looking at the subs of Silver Strikers as well as Nsingizini, bringing in a midfield and a forward for Silver Strikers, it will be an issue of having, more options going forward, looking for that goal. Nsingizini bringing in midfielders, they will definitely try to close out Silver Strikers girls.
So the two changes that have been made for Nsingizini, Ayanda Dlamini, Nobegazi Lexijo. That's the second goal, and it's disallowed for an offside. Disallowed goal for Silver Strikers. The flag has still stayed up to show that they're not in agreement.
Nsingizini, they need to be careful of their defense, the offside traps, so the defense splitting passes that Silver Strikers girls are making are going to be a danger to them. But also Silver Strikers, they need to be able to check cross, whether you are offside or not. They need to be careful.
The ball inside the box, and a good cushioned header there that came through from Geisa Kangula. The angle was a little bit awkward. Nsingizini doing a lot of defending. Nguruwe, who's come on. With about 3 minutes to the 45, we haven't had any serious injuries, and even from a time perspective, there hasn't been much between the two sides. I think the game has flowed. Just had that one injury there, forced injury, where the medical team was called upon. Players stretch it off. There's Strikers. Picked up by Bobo, who's now got the captain's armband. Ball, good strike. What a beauty. And the follow-up not as equally impressive, but you got to give credit to this young dynamite who's just come in and looking to poke holes in that defense, and it was a first-time strike that got the goalkeeper in distress. So Bobo from the middle of the park getting that ball into space, and look at that, just lashing onto it first time. Mokhale there, who's just come on, Non-Jabulisa Mokhale. That would have been a good introduction into this match, and the stretcher being summoned on yet again.
Sibande was well beaten. She was just unfortunate, Mokhale, there not to get in the score sheet. But you look at Silver Strikers, they are now enjoying going forward, not guarding against the counter-attack of Nsingizini. Credit to Vini, read the game well, read the positioning of the players of Silver Strikers well, spotted Mokhale, beautiful run. Unfortunately, the crossbar was the difference between her and the goal.
Yeah, absolutely. And what a way to come back when players switch on. You know, we always talk about the critical phases of the match, and players also need to understand the importance of not giving away free kicks, more so goalkeepers to be alert for those kind of situations. For the moment, Khumalo on the ball, playing it with Mariana Ngulure. Ngulure, who's come on, trying to cut in to the midfield, and she gets a free kick as Ngulure. So 3 minutes is being added. So we look at Ngulure, the two number 17s against each other, and the one that won the favor from the referee is the attacking number 17, which is Medina Ngulure. Now, this is where the stature becomes a concern. Ball left and Khumalo, let's rip, but that ball doesn't dip quick enough for Irene. Well, Irene getting a tongue lashing from the touchline to say, use the opportunities. All she just could say was, I apologize.
Free kicks around that area, you should do better. Trouble the keeper. Let the keeper make a save at least, rather than just, you know, making it go high like she did.
Zvini gets that ball away. Picked up in the midfield by Lucia Khaonwe. The battle on the left-hand side with Anele Ngwenya, who's maybe gotten off the boil in the last few minutes. I think with Nsingizini being put on the back foot, they've got some defending to do. Here's Khumalo looking for the return ball, responded to, and there's a ball by Caroline! Brilliant moment, brilliant effort, ball in the box, goal Silver Strikers, Caroline coming in unmarked.
Beautiful build-up by Silver Strikers, passing of the ball across Nsingizini, unable to read that ball. The defenders unable to read the ball, and Caroline said, thank you so much, look at that. And they were a player down, Nsingizini, so the defense, they were carrying numbers, but nonetheless, give credit to Silver Strikers. Caroline there, beautiful finish.
She picked a spot and had the keeper at full stretch. What a way to end the half. Such a beautiful take by Caroline. And just giving that insurance goal. The script gets better. That was being prepared for the half-time break. And more motivation needed for the second half, as the referee brings an end to a 45 minutes that has, for most parts, been evenly balanced. In certain parts of the field, dominated by Silver Strikers. In the attacking third, they've looked more menacing, and defensively, the Achilles heel of Nsingizini Hotspurs laid bare yet again. The team that has conceded the most number of goals in this particular tournament, one more time, has been exposed. We confirm that the scoreline is 2 Silver Strikers, no Nsingizini Hotspurs.
They have a lot of work. Nsingizini coming into the last 45 minutes. They needed to be composed. They need to be compact at the back. The low block not really working for them, as you see Silver Strikers easily going through the defense. The highlights. Caroline, this is the first goal of the game. Beautiful run. Defenders not covering well. Great pass. Team player. You know, give it to your teammate. The rest is history, like they normally say. But for Nsingizini, it's an issue of talking to your backs to say, guys, let's communicate, let's be compact, let's do better to avoid conceding even more goals.
Well, that was a beautiful piece of work coming. The flying assassin down the left-hand side. Picks her head up, looks to see who's there to receive. And great quality, not disappointing there as Grace Kangula in that particular moment. Ball inside the box and another opportunity. Caroline, who now has a goal and assist, was pretty slippery in these early stages of the match. I think disappointment there from Linda Manda, not able to get a hold of that ball. But you really have seen how busy Caroline is. There's something about jersey number 7s. Yesterday we saw a show, but today even another one that comes in the form of Silver Strikers. So if you're wearing jersey number 7, we really have to take note of that particular player. So goalkeeper there was put under pressure, and Nsingizini let off the hook, and that ball being defended. And you can see the finger there from Ruth Nyarongo to a goalkeeper to say, we do not play with the ball in that defense. They were unlucky moments earlier for the woodwork to be rattled there by Nsingizini Hotspurs. And this being the moment, another save that is made by the goalkeeper, Nonzuzu Mhanga. So here are the statistics of the first 45. In terms of discipline, both sides are pretty calm. There's no issues of yellow cards. Corner kicks also. The ball kept a lot in play with one corner apiece. What is important is that Silver Strikers have got shots on target and 2 goals. Nsingizini yet to get a strike, yet to get a shot on target, yet to get a shot in to give a little bit of concern. Let's go down to the touchline, where we will find our esteemed presenter in Miss Sibia with the Dipsy Silolwan.
Thank you so much to our commentators. I am here joined by former Botswana international as well as COSAFA ambassador Dipsy Sululwane. Dipsy, a beautiful first half for Silver Strikers. What have you thought of their performance so far?
It's been a great performance. Their structure is really good. They're playing through the midfield, a lot of combination play all the way up until they create a chance. You can see that it's a team that's prepared. Their structure is pretty good. So it's good. It's impressive to watch.
It is indeed impressive to watch. Hotspurs are already out. What do you think they should do in the second half to make sure that they at least go home with the points if they are to come back?
I think what's important is to always leave an impression, a very good impression. So I'm hoping the coach will make some changes in terms of their strategy so that they can at least have a shot at goal. I mean, if you listen to the stats, you can hear that they haven't had anything going forward. Yes, they are under pressure. Maybe the coach might have to change the shape a little bit and maybe try and play direct to try and get closer to the goal and have a shot. But it's important to leave the people with something, a representation of who you are. Good performance. If you are lacking tactically and skill-wise, then leave with a good impression of desire to compete. I think that's always the thing about elite performance. It's about that attitude to say, I want to perform.
Talking about wanting to perform, what lessons do you think they should take from this competition? This competition, they are debutants after all.
Yes, it's the level. You know, the structure of the team, the confidence of the ladies, the level of technique. If you look at how the left back is coming up with the ball, playing combination, going all the way to the byline to give a cross in, that shows you the level. So there are a lot of positives from this. I'm a firm believer that with every loss, it's an opportunity to learn.
Now, looking at the next game, Dipsy, it is going to be a tall order, obviously, for Costa do Sol, with the Silver Strikers currently leading on head-to-head. What do you think they should approach the next game?
It's always having your best foot forward. Always. I was just telling a friend the other day, you have to come with that mindset of being really good. It doesn't matter what the situation is, but you have to bring your best version and let everything else fall into place.
Everything else falling into place. How does Coach Patricio make sure that Silver Strikers hold on to their lead?
Yes, stay consistent with what works. I mean, in football, you don't change what works. You stick to what works and do it over and over until you perfect it. So they have done well. They just have to keep doing what they've been doing, not relax at all, prepare. It's an opportunity to prepare for another match. So you get your shape right, you get your passing right, you get your rhythm right, and you get the team morale consistent.
That was Dipsy Selulane saying that Coach Patricio of Silver Strikers need to make sure that his players remain consistent if they are to walk away with 3 points today. Do join us back for the second half.
Ay sugu yang Jova, 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 ay sugu yang Jova. I sugo young Jova. I sugo young Jova. I sugo young Jova, ma.
Welcome back to the second half at the Cameroon United Stadium. For our second half, if you are just joining us, the scoreline is 2-0 in favor of Silver Strikers. A Group B encounter, match number 11, a match that carries a lot at stake, 3 points, and a team that is looking to book a spot in the knockout stages, that is the semi-finals. Later on, we do have another match on the cards, Mamelodi Sundowns and Costa del Sol, but the focus firmly pitted on the match at hand. Well, there's been some changes that have been made too for Silver Strikers. Banda, who's come in for Yamikani Mahango. We also got Nguluwe coming on for Linda Manda. Those are the two changes made by Silver Strikers, who at this present moment are pretty much in cruise control. Was not easy to pick up the frailties, except for a rush of blood to the head of goalkeeper Irene Sibanda, almost costing a team by giving away a goal. And what is important is to try and keep a clean sheet. We then have a look at Nsingizini Hotspurs, who on the other hand have also made 3 changes. One forced, Bobo Danai coming in for Nokolo Lukele. You also had Nelisiwe Mgampala being substituted by Mohale, and you had Ntabiseng Potsane being substituted by Ndiebi. So for Nsingizini Hotspurs, if the scoreline remains as is, they are packing and heading away to Eswatini.
Definitely, and talking about the subs for Silver Strikers, they made those subs that resulted in a goal. I believe the coach will say, hey, I did well there. But for Nsingizini Hotspur, they made those subs and we saw Mokale hitting the post. We can say the sub almost worked, but unfortunately the difference was the post. The last 45 minutes, it says to Nsingizini girls, we needed to score 3 goals with the Silver Strikers not responding if we want to get the 3 points, and wait for the Mamelodi Sundowns Costa del Sol encounter to see what the outcome will be. Just maybe they will have a chance of going to the semi-final. A very interesting group. 3 points can make the second team qualify.
Well, they are valuable 3 points. They are like gold in match number 11, which is Group B, taking control of this particular match. And again, still very much structured in the 4-3-3, paying off. The front three combining beautifully in this 30-degree heat. And you got to look at the table. What does it do? Silver Strikers will then go to 6 points, level with the big guns up until they play this evening. That puts them right in contention. For Nsingizini Hotspurs, absolute heartbreak. They fought hard. They came here with the Eswatini spirit. But now the mountain, it is a mountain to climb. 2 goals down. Oh, Group B has just come alive. Well, we know that football can be cruel as well. If they take the chances that have been presented, still in pain, that particular player in your picture had an opportunity, as the other end was another moment to inflict more pain, not coming off. That is the goal scorer of the one goal. So 45 minutes in the bag. We've just got the second half started.
Gladys Banda's reaction there was, why were you not passing the ball to me? Because the goalkeeper was coming, tightening up the angle for her. She should have passed her, Gladys Banda. Give her the responsibility. If she misses, it's on her. But if you miss having the chance to pass, then the team will look at you and say, hey, be a team player.
Well, most definitely. I think this team, you got to look at, you know, the bench as well of Silver Strikers. There is somebody that I spotted there, Coach Andrew Chikosi, who is the assistant coach. Coach Andrew Chikosi was a former player who played for civil service, as well as Nyasa Big Bullets. I also got to see him on the under-20 bench. They have the technical panel that goes way back to the 2019-2020 season. He was also a former coach of DD Sunshine. Player goes down rather easily, and we get to the first yellow card that goes to Silver Strikers. Is it the captain that goes into the referee's book? Yep, the captain, that is Ruth Nyirongo. She gets the yellow card. We were just commenting the first 45 minutes without any discipline issues. And the 47, the captain, gets the yellow card. So the referee just making sure that the wall is 10 yards. Goalkeeper needs to organize her angle, closing either left or right. At this point, I'm not sure what the wall is actually doing. We've just left things open for Vini to take a strike. That is Bobo Danai. She could go to the left and go to the right. Oh, packed with power, packed with pace. And keeper just puts it easily into the handbag. There's Pilisile Dlamini on the ball. And also coming from an offside position, the flag goes up. Another offside. Has the assistants there. Just making sure they contribute their bit. We're talking about Evelyn Augustinius as well as Nandi Pamenze. So Augustinius has been the busier of the two in terms of the offside. We had 1-1 apiece in the first half. Silver Strikers seem to be finding it difficult to get out of the half for the moment. I guess Nsingizini has pushed up a few players, applying a little bit more purpose.
I guess the halftime talk is playing part. We'll see how much longer are they going to do what they were told to do in the dressing room.
Tiyonge Piri is the goal scorer. Caroline. I was talking about jersey number 7. We got to see the Endless Period show yesterday, and what a live wire today. Caroline is really pulling out the stops. She's got a goal, she's got an assist in this particular match. There's Caroline. Good turn. That's another save, but that goes into the back of the net. And a brilliant effort. Ball scored by Gurube, I think it is. get to see the jersey numbers, which is proving to be a little bit of a challenge. The white on the blue jerseys. Just when Nsingizini seems to be coming out with that defensive, a good turn, and on the volley there, putting that ball away. It looks like Miss Banda. Well, this is, she seems to love this tournament, is Miss Banda. The last time she scored was in 2023 against the Seychelles. She scored 2 goals in that particular match, and also that was maybe the last time she also played for the Scorchers. That is Miss Banda. Here she is opening her scoring at this tournament. You know, there's just some players that love certain tournaments. Banda coming in and showing a medal.
Very well taken goal by Banda. Nsingizini, they were enjoying going forward. They were looking for that goal. Concentration lapse maybe there for the defenders, because they were all looking at what is happening in the box of Silver Strikers, and Banda decided, you know what, I'm going to punish them. When you talk about Caroline, and earlier you emphasized the importance of having players playing outside, and the player who came to my mind when you spoke about having players go outside, it was your girl, Verpa.
Well, most definitely. It's a matter of time before the scouts spot quality. And 3 goals to the good. A goal scored by Banda. Just to share that she's one of the 2 changes that were made by the coach, and Guruve also coming in. And looking rather dejected is Coach Mpendulo, not having the answers to the onslaught here of the CAF Women's Champion League qualifiers. Looking very troubled and wondering what would it take to improve, but they have imported some players from South Africa to help build and nurture the side. Caroline is the player that's being taken out or helped out of the field. The medical team just keeping a close eye there. So a drop ball. Khumalo. Picked up by Bobo. Chikondi. Bobo. Under pressure from Gauhaonwe. Disrupting the play for the moment is Nsingizini. 2 players playing it on the ground, and it's a free kick for Silver Strikers. On the halfway line, played out to the left-hand side. Receives the ball is Mvula. Out to Nyirongo, the captain. Banda. Ball out to the left. Needs a good delivery. Inside the box, another header. And keeper this time claims it, albeit at the 2nd attempt. So that as the ball crossed in or lifted in, and the header had a good direction from Grace Kangula. The keeper there, well positioned. Banda goes down. Shake of the hand there, Nobega's 32-year-old. Referee just indicating that please play according to my whistle. Just wait a minute. Well, there's been a lot of players with grass burns, or actually the artificial turf is known to have casualties. There's some that are playing with their shorts tucked in to the tights, and you can see the whole chop there that is looking like it's coming from the oven, nicely roasted. That is absolutely painful, and that's for defenders a nightmare. Well, Miss K cannot hold her laugh. And I talk about roast ball in the area. Strikers will want to send it packing one more time. Gondwe instead runs into a brick wall. Dispossessed. All inside the area. And wow, from a difficult angle, it is Caroline yet again on a brace. Wow, that celebration. By the way, Ronaldo, Josie number symbol. Sweet. That's Caroline.
Early Christmas present from the goalkeeper Mtlanga there. I think Caroline at the moment, she thought Mtlanga had the ball. Look at that. She never gave up, continued running. Beautiful goal. The defense of Nsingizini, we spoke about it the whole afternoon, how porous they are. They just can't man-mark Silver Strikers, and they are having a party, just like Mamelodi Sundowns did with 8. Costa del Sol gave them 3. So far, they've given them 4.
Wow. Goalkeeper. No, Nduduzo Mtlanga. Concerns on the bench. 4 goals to the good for Silver Strikers. Well, keeper came out, was not able to get that ball. We spoke about the beauty of football on the continent. Wherever you go, you'll find people from Zimbabwe, from Zambia, from the DR Congo in that small corner. Those are some of the fans that are residents in Botswana from Zimbabwe, and they are only too happy for their team to show their stuff. I think it's safe, Ms. K, to say that Silver Strikers is the team that will join Mamelodi Sundowns into the knockout stages.
As the team that will face this Kondola girls, a battle of 7s there. Ellis Piri, Caroline on the other hand.
That will be the show of the number 7. Yes, Banda came on, got a goal to a name. Good take by Mvula. Mvula one more time, as time is looking to get the ball out to the left-hand side of Silver Strikers, and some frantic defending. Instead of staying on her feet, you'll wonder why did the player go down. That is a Bobo. At captain's armband, ball hoisted. Keeper still in it. Does eventually get a hold of it. And she'll be pretty patient in waiting for Nsingizini or a teammate that makes themselves available. Here's Lucia Khangonwe, but she's a lone striker against 4 defenders. There's not much you can do in that situation. I even think perhaps Silver Strikers could drop one of those players into the midfield, because all they're dealing with is 1 attacker. Why do you need 4 defenders?
Add numbers forward so you can get more goals, and they need those goals. Looking at how Group B is, Costa del Sol is looking at it and say, oh no, this is not good for us. But for Nsingizini, it's an issue of they're keeping the low block. Unfortunately, getting out for them is quite difficult. Lucia always alone. The unfortunate part also is that the defense is not able to deal with Silver Strikers.
And here's a rare chance. Ball kept in play, but hitting the side netting. Ndiebi. Tabiseng Potsane. Comfortable is Chikondi Gondwe. She's very, very comfortable on the ball as Miss Gondwe. You go back and you look at Miss Deborah Henry, who is missing, and it's been looked after medically after an injury. She joined Silver Strikers from Gafo Sisters, and is Deborah Hindri. And you know, you get tournaments that are put together in Malawi by the Chawinga Sisters. Tabita puts together a tournament for women's football just to give back to the community and to remind them that, look, I've made it and so can you. As we've seen, football really change lives for better for a number of players out there, and it is important to always remember those that have contributed immensely but were not able to make it as much as the Chawinga Sisters have.
And also to inspire the young ones, you know, to say, look, they are doing it, we can do it. And I believe that having watched them at Women Africa Cup of Nations, every country which was facing Malawi was having a headache of the Chawinga Sisters.
No, absolutely. So relegated was Topic Academy, MK Academy and Moyale Sisters. Those were the teams that were relegated from the National League that was being played. So Mighty Wanderers, Kukoma and Topwa have survived, and we'll get new teams in the league. This time goalkeeper narrowing that angle and protecting the front pole, which is what you need to do. I think there was a match in which a goalkeeper just was pretty careless, let lift of the first pole, and the goal was scored in the area where she was, and that is criminal of a goalkeeper. Here's Banda one more time, goes into the boxes. Banda looking to turn and find Grace Kangula, but ball is intercepted. Nobegas. Tionge Piri. Ruth Nyirongo. Irene Sibande. Eventually Miss Kumalo. Banda on the ball, returning to Miss Kumalo, and there's some screaming and shouting. Ball in the box. Could this be another? Easy for Caroline. 5-0. And Guru, as well as Grace Kangula. Hat-trick for Caroline on the day. 62 minutes. And some wonderful piece of play.
Wonderful piece of play from Silver Strikers. You look at the Nsingizini defense failing to deal with the ball there. A pass, defender found wanting. Caroline does the easiest of them all, putting it at the back of the net for a hat-trick. They're so comfortable on the ball, Silver Strikers. They are managing the game, managing it while getting the goals.
Well, Grace Kangula with another assist in this match. So, hat-trick for Caroline Mafiola. Here's Nsingizini with an attempt to pull one back, denied by Irene Sabanda. She too wants to keep a clean sheet.
She would definitely want to keep that clean sheet, and I like that Nsingizini, they came in there for Caroline so that she doesn't even forget that I'm in the game.
Two players running into each other, Gulure and Caroline. So a free kick just below the commentary booth. Bobo on the ball. She's looking to find, that is Pilisilo, even Anele. Lucia, who's really been that attacking outlet, but hasn't received the supply, to be fair.
She hasn't received it. She has been short of the supply. The supporting actors are not there to help Lucia to get that goal. But for Nsingizini, 16 goals in 3 games. Leaking defense.
I think it is certainly an indication for the coach, something to work on. And those statistics are not pleasing at all. But I think the importance is the hunger, as this team is also making their debut. This is where lessons are learned. Ball delivered into the keeper's hands. Irene Sibanda just takes the pace off that. Just going back to making the point, these are both debutants in this tournament. And when you look at Nsingizini, they've certainly come here with lots of expectations. I don't think they were the team that thought they'll make the knockout stages. The coach was very realistic about the opportunities that are before them, and important for the national team as well that these players get to play in these kind of competitions. Forgetting recently, they went down to South Africa and played in the Pirates Cup as well. They got the opportunity to play against UJ. They got the opportunity to play against Bidvest Wits, and they did fairly well. Beautiful strike there that gave them the confidence to come into this tournament. But this is a top-notch competition. It's then just a step up, which means that you too need to step it up.
It will be important to hear from the coach what the takeaways are from this competition. If they were given a chance to come back next year, what would they make, which is different from how they did things this year?
Absolutely. Nobegas protects that ball very well. Being held by Mvula. Ball is taken quickly. Delivered inside the box, but that ball just hacked away. Looked pretty much a hopeful shot from Ndiebi.
They are going forward. Those shots are from Nsingizini. They should guard against the Silver Strikers when they attack now.
Picked up by Banda. Player who was once in the jersey of the Scorchers. You go back to 2023. Miss Banda. Seychelles, 2 goals. Today, 1 goal for Banda. Oh, just to remind one and all that later on tonight will be Costa do Sol up against Mamelodi Sundowns. And as much as many people will think that's going to be a very easy game for Mamelodi Sundowns, I think together with Zesco and Dollar Girls, they've set the pace, they've set the tone for the tournament. And every team, let's watch this breakaway. Keeper wins the race and is out of position. Where's Caroline? She can just whip them in if she wants. But it is Banda on the double. Ball in. Should have been done better. Could have been the 6th one for Silver Strikers. One would have expected a lot better from Grace Kangula there to make it a 6. But I think just taking an eye off the ball. Sometimes they say you score with the heart before scoring with your feet. And I think that is exactly what happened there with Grace. It was all too easy.
Instances where you celebrate before you score.
That's another one. Well, I haven't seen that many celebrations in this tournament.
They haven't given us any.
I would like to see a couple of celebrations. That is something that really brings people to the stadium. Good take there on the edge of the box. Nicely whipped in. And you got to give credit to a team that has got a good attitude. Ndiebi doing well to just whip that, take it on the volley. Ndiebi, sweet strike. So yeah, we need to encourage the teams to celebrate more.
They have given us the hairstyles.
Yeah, that and the lipstick.
And the lipstick.
Yes.
We just need the celebration. We just want to say, what does Piri gonna do when she scores this time around?
No, but Piri is ice. Piri is as cold as ice. Piri is here to do a job. And her job is to get the ball in the back of the net. The rest is not for her. That's a businesswoman.
They should know that every time I want to make you stand up, I mention Piri. The moment I mention Piri, you should know that glow is up on her feet.
Oh, absolutely. So here's another opportunity for the strikers. Nguruwe. Ball goes out. There's nothing wrong with Pilisiwe Dlamini. just allowing her defense to find their way back into position. They've been stretched, they've been broken. That defense has cracked and malfunctioned 5 times today to give Silver Strikers the opportunity. Overcooked, kept in play, but the referee says no, Caroline. No, not this time. That ball's gone out. So there's another possible change for Nsingizini Hotspurs. It is Anele Ngwenya, the captain, who really has had a good tournament. She's being prepared. Here's Miss Ngwenya laying it down and laying it back for Nobegazi. Well, the player that is to come on is 18-year-old Spelele Mpanza. 18-year-old Miss Mpanza is coming on with the scoreline reading 5-0. They will tell you it's a full hand to the face. Good turn, lurking. First time shot should have been there. The lack of confidence, pretty clear for everyone to see when Ms. Mokhale should have whipped that in. Instead went for an extra touch, and a touch too many that just allowed Nguruwe and co to get that ball away from that defense. Hasn't Ms. Mvula been fantastic today? I think it goes without saying, I'm already picking my player of the match, Caroline Mafiola, with the hat-trick, and I can assure you, Kosafa in this tournament has lost a lot of balls. They've given away a lot of balls.
And I believe they're still going to.
And they're still going to.
They're still going to.
We may not be able to run the tournament effectively. So here's
we
the
need
change.
sponsors to buy us more balls, eh?
Anele Ngwenya is given way. Well done. Congratulations to Miss Anele Ngwenya. And it is Miss Mpanza who comes on and is being given about 18 minutes.
Giving others a chance. I mean, there's no way Claude are going to come back in Nsingizini and eventually go to the semi-finals. It's an issue of we have come with, you know, a large squad. Let's give everybody a chance to also have a taste of the tournament.
Well, talking about tastes of a tournament, you know, you look at Ayanda Dlamini. She's a defender. She's got 0 minutes. You also then go further down and pick Spiwe Mhlongo. She hasn't been used. You also then have Spiwe Matsibula. She also is not one of those players that has been given minutes. So I've got 3 players that are sitting on the bench that are yet to make their debut. I don't think they'll be given much of an opportunity. But we also have 5 players from Nsingizini Hotspurs that have played every single minute of every single match. 73 minutes though. It's a grass cutter. Second bite at the cherry from Miss Kumalo. She's dispossessed. Ndiebi does well. And the referee should have allowed play to continue. But not certain about that. Players stop-start. Advantage should have been played. But, I think the referee maybe in that moment regrets blowing the whistle.
Yeah, she definitely does. She should have given them an advantage and see where it will all end. Even the bench of Nsingizini, they were up on their feet to say, why are you not giving us an advantage?
Bobo, she does pack a good shot, gets it all the way into the kitchen. But that's overcooked for everyone. Wow, it's kept in play, header. And it goes comfortably in to the hands of Miss Sabanda. So far, 2-1 win against Costa del Sol. They were put on the back foot against Mamelodi Sundowns. They lost by 3 goals to 0. Again, in this side, I'm spotting 6 players for Silver Strikers that have also played every single minute in the match. And a few more that have not yet tasted action. On the edge of the box! Brilliant effort! Wonderful by Lucia Khaonwe. She is a great striker, is Lucia. This being her second goal of the tournament. And no clean sheet for Miss Sibande. Great ball by Lucia.
Great ball, great striker by Lucia Sibande, well beaten. But one of those things that the coach will definitely say to his team, guys, we are attacking. Look at the pass, beautiful pass. Lucia picked the spot, the rest is history.
It was a good ball that was picked up by Mokhale, jersey number 10, and picked her head up, played a through pass. But you got to look at Lucia. She also looked where the goalkeeper was, got it in the corner there, beating the best of the best. Lucia Khaonwe getting her goal. And we spoke about some delightful goals that are being scored here. Technique is great. We are really maybe sharing a few lessons to some of the Premiership players who need to take some lessons of how to strike the ball sweetly.
Share the same sentiments with you. They must be learning one or two things, and it was going to be a headache if you were to be given a question to say, Glo, which goal is goal of the tournament so far?
No, it's still very much a headache, but the jury is out. We've had fantastic and brilliant goals that have been scored here, and you know what is the beauty about it? It's all long-range shots.
Long-range shots. Lesego Radiakanyo's goal comes to mind.
Yeah.
There was the Costa del Sol goal against Nsingizini.
There's plenty from Liluna Daweti,
yes,
from Mamelodi Sundowns. You've got, again, the additions from Karabo Dlamini also getting onto...
She scored beauties.
Two beauties on the day. So I do have a headache in choosing the goal of the tournament so far. Bobo. So this would really give Nsingizini Hotspurs a chance to say, we came, we saw, we conquered, and we learned a lot from our counterparts. And this kind of tournament is really one that they will be looking forward to in terms of preparing the team for next year. Well, they have to firstly win the championship out in Eswatini. Young Wanderers is there. Young Buffaloes. Will they be back? Well, we've got Mandala getting ready. We've got the other twin, Gondwe. We've got Shukurani, who is getting ready to come on. The 3 players who are given a run. I think the coach got to hear me saying there's some players that have been unused, and we'll get to see whether it is Ruth Mandala is certainly one of those that is getting a few minutes. And Shukran is also another player that is getting a first minutes of the match. So the other twin, that is Mpatso Gondwe, she too will be making her way onto the park. But yeah, I think it then leaves the goalkeeper Samira Amidu, who will probably be on standby for the next match. So with Silver Strikers, they have an opportunity to continue in the tournament, and those players still have a chance.
And it's an issue of now giving a rest to some of the players who has played so many games, who have played so many minutes. Give them a rest, let them prepare for the semi-finals, where it's not going to be an easy one, of course. And I don't know, they are not taking your Jessie Savan Caroline out. They still need her to score more goals, I believe. Remember, there is the top goal scorer award. What changes are going to come out of these substitutions in terms of the play of Silver Strikers, in terms of the structure, and are they going to give us those goals? The first 3 minutes of seeing these subs in is going to tell whether they are changing the structure and the way they play or not.
So here's the goalkeeper who hacks that ball away. And, got our hearts in the mouth there for a moment. So Miss Mandala, Ruth Mandala, she's come on. Shukran has come on. And so did Mpatso. And here's another effort. This time a little bit of a push. So we have the sisters on the park. That's Ms. Chikonde Gondwe, as well as the twin Mpatso Gondwe, the twins, and Shukuran. And Caroline turning into trouble is Nguruwe. Ball picked up. Hoisted in the air. The keeper is protected by a captain. Fluffs that opportunity, and the referee, they're not too happy with the challenge on the goalkeeper. So the goalkeeper has stayed down. Well, since her introduction into the match, that is Ayanda Dlamini. She's really been one that's brought a little bit of energy. Ayanda Dlamini. Oh, she challenged the keeper there. And the keeper just looking like she's worse for wear. Still coming to the bench for some instructions. These are supporters of GU, Gaborone United. And some of Nsingizini who are still clapping and showing the belief that they have. You know, those are true supporters. When your team is winning or losing, they remain on the ground. They remain happy. They know that they are good sports people. Win or lose, it's part of the game. I mean, they've really shown their voices and are behind the ladies here who have really come and competed at every level. Still spurring them on to look for a second and look for a third if it's possible.
Through thick and thin.
Shukran. Good turn by Shukran. Looking for Nguruwe and showing that strength, but the whistle goes, and this time it is an offside. The Silver Strikers, Nguruwe just straying into an offside position there. And, Bobo will send another long ball looking for Lucia. Mohale. Ball just getting off the back foot. Nobegazi forced to drive a little bit more forward. And that's a tame effort that goes out but kept in play by Miss Lucia, the goal scorer. So Nonjabuliso on the edge of the box and hacked away by Miss Kumalo. Grace Kangula. Nirongo. Well, this team with CAF imposing license agreements that if you want to play in CAF competitions, you need to have a female team associated. So Silver Strikers on the turn and running into trouble. Free kick is given. It is Pelele Mpanza that has come on. Mr. Mpanza, and gets a yellow card. A bit of a push and a shove, showing a strength. And the referee doesn't like that. Is it Ruth Mandala? Ruth Mandala. So we're still sharing that this team, Silver Strikers, was purchased in 2023. Used to be called Didi Sunshine. And you know, when you talk of sunshine, you must know there was something brilliant that was behind that sunshine. And the brilliance of Didi Sunshine comes with the association with Ms. Temwa and Tabita. They played for that particular team some time back, and when they were sold, it still goes with that history. This team coming from the northern side of Malawi. That ball just going over the bar. So you got to be at least quite happy with your team's performance.
Yeah. And talking about performance, give credit to Nsingizini. 5 goals, they never gave up, scored 1, they're still pushing for more. Silver Strikers now in a bit of a break. It's all about Nsingizini dominating terms.
You know, there's also a player called Sabrina Tom. I think she played for TP Mazembe at some point, and she was also unveiled or used in Morocco. That's Sabrina Tom, a great striker. Chimwemwe Madise is another one of those that played for Didi Sunshine. I think the sale was in 2023, where Silver Strikers had to be part of the CAF Championship, and then they just acquired this team to make sure they do play. And I think here in Botswana, how many teams do you have that are under the auspices of a premiership club?
All the 16 teams are in the Premier League. They have ladies teams.
Oh, so Botswana has taken the lead in that particular department in the Kosafa region to make sure that all 16 teams in the Premiership have some association with a ladies team. I think in South Africa we still have a long way to go, and it's only when the teams qualify do they then see a need to tick a box and bring those kind of players or teams into the equation. Pretty sad, but it is what it is. I think financially it's looked at as a challenge as Guruwe. But you got to give a big up to Botswana if indeed every single Premiership club has got some form of association.
They do that, playing in different leagues. But when you mention Gaborone United in the top league, your Township plus the top teams, your Jwaneng Galaxy, who are going to be playing CAF next weekend, your Rapa United, Nico United, they do have ladies team. It's just unfortunate that financially here and there is a struggle, or, you know, it's not that balanced, but they are trying.
Yeah. So it's a throw-in. Nobegazi has been through the wars, but just lending a hand and an experience. As mentioned, the oldest player on the field, Nobegazi of Nsingizini Hotspurs. Calling for the goalkeeper, there is Sam Kelisiwe. Leaping highest, climbing all over the player. And it's Ndiebi showing a bit of strength. Throw in for Hotspurs. Mas Chikundi Gondwe. Shukurani. Mas Gondwe. Shukurani. Looking for the return ball. Quite dainty. And that ball goes out for a throw-in. We have 4 minutes added to this match and 4 minutes to bid farewell to Nsingizini Hotspurs, who have come out to the COSAFA Women's Champions League qualifiers and left with the bag full of lessons. We go back and we look at the report card, and before then, could this be another moment? That ball overcooked, and it goes out for a goal kick. It is Mandala Ruth that misses that, and as Miss Kay says, it was easier to score than to miss, but I guess when the compass is not set up properly, Banda picking up that ball and just whipping it into the space for Miss Mandala to benefit from, and she wasn't able to capitalize on that. We then go to the stats for Nsingizini Hotspurs, and in their first match they were walloped 8-0 by Mamelodi Sundowns. They were down by 7-0, but came back in the second half much stronger and just allowed one more goal. They then went on to face Costa del Sol in a fiercely contested match, and I think that match was one where they thought they're going to have staying power. They lost that one by 3-1. They went into the break having conceded 3 goals, came back in the second half, showed a bit of resilience, showed a bit of mettle, fought hard, competed very well, didn't concede in the second half. So this team has really got a stronger approach in the second half. They tend to try and read teams in the first 45, and for the moment they have a free kick. We'll come back and confirm right now against Silver Strikers. They have conceded 5 goals. So that's a free kick, and keeper does well to turn that ball away, and it goes out for a goal kick.
They are a second half team. Second half, even though today they conceded 3 goals in the second half, a very solid performance from them. I wonder during the analysis or video analysis, they don't get the same results as they see the first 45 minutes. Maybe next time, should they come back here, they should know that first 45 minutes, let's not concede, go assess the team, because it seems like they assess better during halftime, and second half, try to get that goal like they did today with Lucia, and things will be different.
Well, again, there are some teams that are have improved so much. Their games are streamed, where you'd get the information to be able to do your video analysis on them. Some are still secret weapons, which we are hoping that will change as they need to improve and evolve as Ms. Ngulube gets into the referee's books for a yellow card. That being a nasty challenge. Nasty challenge.
But all in all, if we were to wrap up this game, Chloe will say great performance by Nsingizini in second half. They will go home to say we have learned, and next time we'll try and improve. But for Silver Strikers, it's let's go and rectify the little mistakes, the loopholes here and there, as we now go and face a tougher task in the Skwandola girls.
I think you certainly have separated the goals from the big girls from the small girls, or the kids from the girls, and you have Silver Strikers claiming second spot for now, and in actual fact we still got to wait for Costa del Sol, and we do know that football is cruel. Mamelodi Sundowns facing a Costa del Sol that is determined to give a good account of themselves, but for the moment we do congratulate Silver Strikers for the massive win on the day, as referee Nondabulo Ndlala brings an end to the 90 minutes of this encounter. 5-1, and that is a real demolition of a team determined We wish them a safe journey home, and we stay further on a good couple more days with Silver Strikers, and it is without a doubt that we do see the show of Caroline starting as early as the second minute, marauding down the left-hand side, delivering a good ball for an oncoming Grace Kangula to make it 1-0. Defense caught napping, dissected by a delightful ball. They were not done yet. Caroline coming again on the blind side. Keeper narrowing the angle. Didn't do enough, and it was Caroline yet again with the right foot, picking the spot nearest to the left-hand side, making no mistake thereof. The next ball was scored by Miss Banda on the opposite side of the field, and this time making it 3-0. They were not done yet. Caroline one more time beating the goalkeeper, coming from a narrow angle and getting her hat-trick on the day. Keeper could do not much, and Caroline from the tightest of angles putting that ball away. It was Silver Strikers yet again with Grace Kangula, who has 2 assists in this match, to find Caroline and keeper beaten yet again. So those are the highlights of the first 45 minutes. It is then Nsingizini Hotspurs that took an opportunity, or took a chance, at Irene Sibande, who was beaten by a goal in the second half. One that was also a humdinger of a shot. Anele Ngwenya trying her luck, but it wasn't to be. Then we got the show from Mohale, finding the beauty of Lucia Khaonwe to make it 1-4 and Nsingizini Hotspurs, and that was a beautiful goal to send them home, at least having scored 2 goals, conceding 16 in this particular tournament. Let's go down to the touchline, where we will find our player of the match together with Miss Sibia.
Thank you to our commentary team. I am joined by the player of the match, Caroline Machola, and to hand over the trophy is Mr. Thapelo Muthusi, the BFA NEC member, Southern Block Rep, and chairman of Gaborone City Regional Football Association, Mr. Thapelo Muthusi. If you can please hand over the check to Caroline. She did score a brace today, making that impact for Silver Strikers in their last group fixture. And now I am going to be joined by the coach of Nsingizini Hotspurs, Coach Mpendulo Mawelela, who is obviously going to give us an analysis of the match. Coach, an unfortunate result. It is the end of the journey for you. What did you think of your team's performance?
I think today we tried to perform, but then again, like I said, even the last game, we conceding too many goals that are easy to defend. I think our defense needs a little bit of fixing. But yeah, after all, this is a learning curve for us. We are here to learn. It's all about learning. Since it's our first time, I think the girls learned a lot, and now we're still going to go back to the drawing board and see to it. What is it that we need to fix? Overall, I think we are learning.
It was a learning curve, Coach, but what did you learn as well personally as a coach outside of what the girls learned?
I think as a coach, what I learned was that if you prepare your team, you should prepare your team to play at very high intensity, because here it was all about intensity, and what modern trends here, they say wing play. The teams here were using a lot of wing play. So when you prepare your team, you should, it should be ready to play at high intensity, and we must deal with the wide channels. I think that is what we learned as a team. And of course, you need speedy strikers, because the girls were too fast for our defenders. That is what I think basically we learned.
Thank you so much. That was the coach of Nsingizini Hotspurs, Coach Mpendulo Mawelela, saying that him and the girls did learn a lot of lessons here in this tournament as they are heading back to Swaziland. Now I am joined by the coach of Silver Strikers, Coach Patricio Kulumeka, who I'm sure is very happy today. Coach, the result?
Yeah, very, very, very happy. Especially we had a mission, like I said, we wanted to make sure each game give us the next step to the last phase, which was our plan. So yes, I'm happy.
Coach, we want to know the secret, coach, because when we had the interview in your previous game, you said you're going to put in that spark in your team. What changed everything?
Like I said, the game belongs to the players. We went back and reminded them that winning is after 90 minutes. We are there to guide them. So to me, yes, we played according to the instructions, but we have also discovered that still we have to move on. But life gives us, the game has a different messages. So these are some of the things that we need to get back. Like I said earlier on, a game is the best teacher. I should also say thank you to the teams, especially the opponents, that they have also helped us to prepare, and then let's see how we can move to the next stages.
Talking about the next stages, another match is coming up. It is Costa do Sol. The result may still be tricky, coach, but your one leg is in the semi-final right now. How are you feeling? Are you a bit nervous?
Like I said, to the way we have played, we still feel we have one foot in the next last stages. But like I said, let's wait until the next news. To us, like I indicated, we had a mission. We wanted at least to score and get 6 points, which we have managed. So let's wait and see how the last game will give us the results.
Thank you so much. That was the coach of Silver Strikers, Coach Kulumega, saying that obviously he's happy. Any other coach will be happy with his players scoring 5 goals. Let me go back to Gloria Brown and hear what she has to say.
Very much, Nosibusiso. And also just to confirm that today is the birthday of the president of the Football Association of Malawi, and what a present it is, this becoming the first team to qualify for the knockout stages. It was Ascent Academy and Ntopwa that were not able to win any matches. Ntopwa winning one match, not winning a match, Ascent winning one match.